In Chapter 5, we're going to learn how to enter purchases and cash payments into QuickBooks Online. Remember that in Chapter 4, we dealt with customers, sales, and cash receipts. In Chapter 5, we're going to be dealing with vendors, or those who supply our company with products and services. So first of all, we will learn how to enter a new vendor. To do that, you'll go under Expenses and Vendors, and then click New Vendor. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is put in the name of the company. The company name here is Valley Rock. Then we'll add the address, which is 290 Central Avenue, and that is in Middletown, California, and the zip is 94482. Now we'll need to enter the terms that this vendor requires. This vendor requires us to pay them within 30 days of the invoice date. So we'll enter that there and save. Next, we'll enter a purchase order. A company prepares a purchase order when it's ready to formally order a product or a service from a vendor. So for a purchase order, click New, and then under Vendors you'll see Purchase Order. So the first thing we do is we're going to choose our vendor that we just set up, Valley Rock, and all the information just fills in. Down here we're going to click on the product or service that we're wanting to order. Since that product or service is not already set up, we're going to enter a new one. So click the drop down arrow and add new. We're going to order a new item that is an inventory item, and the name of the item is Landscape Rock, and the category is landscaping. The initial quantity on hand is 0. The as of date, we're just going to use our current system date, but remember in your cases you'll be required to change that date. The inventory asset account is inventory asset. The sales price is $75, and that sales price will be reflected in the sales of product income account. The sales tax category is the standard rate, and the cost is $50, and it will be reflected in the cost of goods sold. So we'll save and close now. Now we'll finish up our purchase order. We just need to enter the quantity that we're ordering. And now our purchase order is showing for $5,000. So we will save and new. And we're going to enter yet another purchase order. And this one is for Hicks Hardware. Notice that we have items already popping up in the item details. QuickBooks just brought those forward from the previous purchase order because they, assume that we may be purchasing these same items again. So if we go over and take a look under quantity, if we hover there, it'll tell us the number of items that we have on hand. So we have 2 rock fountains, we have 25 sprinkler heads, 31 sprinkler pipes, and 25 fountain pumps. So that could help us to see how many we need to reorder. So according to our sample problem, we're to add 3 here for the rock fountain. We're going to order 20 sprinkler heads, 30 sprinkler pipes, and 4 pumps. Okay. Now we're going to go over and enter the customer name in the customer column. So apparently we're ordering these for a specific customer job. So those will be Cookies by Kathy for all those. And then we will save and close. Next, we're going to enter a bill. When we order products or services from a vendor, then we eventually have to pay for that product or service. A bill is an invoice sent from a vendor telling us how much we owe them. So now we'll go under New and enter a bill. Next, we'll enter the vendor that the bill is from, and we're looking for Tim Phillips Masonry. Okay, and the category details is showing, but what we want to do is show the item details here. So we'll click on that to show the item details and to reduce the category detail area. Now, if you look, there is a purchase order associated with this bill. So we are going to simply click Add, and everything from that purchase order is going to flow down into our bill. So we can see that our bill was for Design a Rock Fountain, and there was just one of them for $125. So we will save and new. And now we're going to enter another bill. And the vendor here is Tania's Nursery. And we're going over to the terms. We've received this bill, so we'll just enter the terms of net 30. And now we're going to add a new product or service under the item details. And that is an inventory item. And the name of it is Lavender. The category is landscaping. The initial quantity is 0. We'll just use the current date. Remember to change that in your case. The inventory asset account is inventory asset. We've got a sales price of $15 that is going to the sales of product income account. And then we have the cost that is $10 that is going into cost of goods sold. Okay, we're going to save and close. And the quantity now on our bill is 100. Okay, so two things happen when we enter a bill. We're increasing our inventory for this particular product, and also it increases our accounts payable so that we know that we owe $1,000 to Tania's Nursery. Okay, we'll enter another bill, and this one is for the vendor Computers by Jenny. The terms are net 30. We'll just leave the date of the invoice in. This time we're going to expand the category details and collapse the item details. And under category details, we're going to enter equipment rental. And we're going to put $1,200 in the amount column. And then we'll tab over, And that will complete our bill for the equipment rental. So we will save in new because we have one more we need to enter. And the vendor is Brosnan Insurance Agency. And once again, we're going to be entering our account up underneath the category details. We already have an account listed there that was simply brought over from the previous invoice. It's supposed to make entering easy when we enter the same items every month. But this time we're going to change this, and instead of insurance, the expense account, we're going to put it underneath prepaid expenses. Remember, prepaid expenses is an asset account because it's paid in advance. So we'll go over to the amount column and put in $1,800, then we'll tab and then save and close. Obviously, when we enter a bill, we eventually have to pay it. So we're going to now pay a bill by going under New and Pay Bills. And then all the bills that need to be paid will then pop up. If you would like these listed by alphabetical order, you can just click on Payee. If you would like them listed by due date, you could just click on the due date. You can also adjust the size of the columns that are shown so that more may show over to the right over here. And also notice that the items that are past due are shown here with the red exclamation point. So let's go ahead and pay some bills. Up under Payment Account, make sure that you're paying by the method told. You could write a check out of checking, you can write a check out of savings, or you can pay with a credit card. So in this case, we're paying with a credit card, and we're going to now click on Norton, Robertson, and Brosnan to indicate the bills we won't pay. So then we are going to click on Save and Close. So that was a demonstration of how to pay for products and services for which you've received a bill. Sometimes we have to pay expenses that we have not received a bill for. So to do that, go to the new icon and click Expenses. And the payee will be Chen's Gas and Oil. And we have to indicate how we're paying for that. Will we be paying from checking or a credit card? And once again, we're going to be paying with our MasterCard. And up under categories, we're going to have to enter what the account that the expense was for. And apparently we've paid this bill before in the past because automobiles and fuel popped up. If it's not there, then you'll just simply select it, and we'll go over, and this time the amount is $85. So if an amount pops up there that's not correct for you, just change it, because QuickBooks Online is simply just filling in from the last expense that you entered. And so all we have to do there is save and close. Next, we're going to pay an expense by writing a check. So we'll click on New, and then under Vendors, we'll click Check. And this time our vendor is Cal Telephone. And make sure that checking is selected, our bank account, because we are writing a check. And down under categories, we're going to enter utilities. So we'll scroll until we can find the utilities expense account. And let's see, we'll click telephone because it is to Cal Telephone. And the amount is $325. And So we save and close. Now I'll show you how to print a new report. In this Chapter 5 case, you'll be asked to print a report called a transaction report for a specific account. So to do that, you first have to create a trial balance. So I've gone to Reports. I'm going to type in trial balance. And this trial balance is for August 1st through August 20th. When you're working in your case problem, just make sure that you have the correct date here. If you only have, say, January 31st to January 31st, it's only going to show you the activity on only January 31st. So probably you would need to put January 1st to January 31st, and it will show you all the activity in January. So we are about to look at all the activity from August 1st to August 20th in the checking account. So all we have to do is click on the balance, and all the transactions to the checking account are showing from August 1st to August 20th. Okay, and we can do transaction reports for any account. Let's look at inventory asset. If we click that, for August 1st to August 20th, we'll see all the activity under inventory asset. Then we can go back to our report summary, and we could even look up accounts payable right here. And here's all the activity in accounts payable. So this is a new report that you will have to know how to generate for your case.